So recently I had a really awful dentist appointment. And afterwards, because, well, getting cavities filled is painful, and I think I handled it pretty well, I decided that I would stop by Walmart and pick up the Ninja Turtles Spewer Tank Humvee thing vehicle. So it's a reimagining of an older Ninja Turtle set that was called the Spewer Remote Control Tank. Now, the old one was actually modeled to look like a tank. This one, on the other hand, it looks like a Humvee. And it's a nice looking Humvee. So, we're going to put it together and talk about it. Now, I've been out of the loop on Ninja Turtles for a while now. Maybe even a couple years. I just recently decided to catch up on some of the movies and stuff. But when I was younger, I loved the Ninja Turtles, and I had a whole bunch of them. My mom, she had a brother. She has a brother. When he was a kid, my uncle, he loved Ninja Turtles, and that's where some of my first Ninja Turtles toys actually came from him, because they were ones he didn't want anymore when he got older. But me being a toy collector, I'm like, well, I'll take them. So I don't know how many of those particular Ninja Turtle figures I still have. I have a few lying around here and there. Somewhere there's a Master Splinter. But because I've been out of the loop on Ninja Turtle toys for so long, I have not really been keeping track of my Ninja Turtle collection. But now that I got this Humvee truck tank thing, and I started getting new Ninja Turtle figures from the new series here, I think I'm going to get back into collecting Ninja Turtles. And like I said, I like the older style Ninja Turtles better, but come on, they're Ninja Turtles, they're fun. So, I might keep an eye out for older style Ninja Turtles, but this truck looks really cool, and yeah, I got to put this together. This looks awesome. So, as you can tell, it comes with some little Psy type weapons that you can put in the front, right around there. And it kind of reminds me, it kind of makes me wonder, because this is big enough, from what I can tell, for like 6-inch action figures. It makes me think that maybe this Humvee was originally meant, before they made it into a Ninja Turtle vehicle, maybe, and I could be wrong, but maybe it was meant for the 6-inch G.I. Joe line, but then they retooled it for the modern Ninja Turtle toys, because it actually looks like it might be a bit big for the newer, like, say, Tales of the Ninja Turtles toys. So it actually looks like it might be a little big for them, but it's obviously scaled well enough that it would work with modern Ninja Turtle toys, older Ninja Turtle toys, and I guess like 6-inch action figures, right? Now, I do have some of the 6-inch G.I. Joes, but right, this is a Fortnite figure here, because the only 6-inch G.I. Joe I have is Cobra Commander, because I love Cobra Commander. One of the greatest characters in fiction, if you ask me. But I never got around to picking around the other ones. I don't think I picked up any other ones. But I figured, well, I don't know where Cobra Commander is right now, because we're in the middle of moving between two different houses. So he may or may not still be in the attic at the other house. But I've rambled on long enough. Let's move these figures out of the way and see about putting this Humvee together. Before I do that, I want to see if the door... I think these doors can actually maybe open somehow. I didn't look at the instructions. I like to figure it out on my own. But it does look like the doors are supposed to open. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. It's kind of... No, it's the back doors that open. See, the back doors open like this. The front doors do not open, but the back doors open. So that's probably because there's a roof up here, and you wouldn't be able to fit the figures in and out. So I would like it if all 4 doors opened, but I can't complain because it's plenty of room in there to put figures in and out. Now, if we take the sewer sprayer, which is really just a water cannon, that I believe snaps on like that. Get that snapped in there. A little rough at first, but I can do it. There we go. Snap together. It doesn't really rotate side to side, and it doesn't really go up and down a whole lot either. Like, it doesn't rotate side to side at all. It goes up a little bit, but then it just kind of falls back down. Not a big deal. It's really cool though. And then, like I said, these little side type weapons here, those go right in here. And if you see it, I'm sweating, it's because it's really hot out here in the garage today. We've been moving up into a cabin up in the woods, and it gets hot up here in the woods sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Especially during this time of year. But those look really cool in the front. You could like ram, I don't know, a Foot Clan car or whatever with those. And unfortunately, they don't shoot out like missiles, but you can pull them out. And if you have a figure who has a big enough hand, maybe you could wield them as weapons. I don't know. The handles on these are a little big, so I don't think a lot of the figures in the Ninja Turtle line could actually hold those as a weapon, although it would be cool if they could. And then we also got the headlights, which go up on top of here, or the fog lights or whatever, roof lights. And then we got a set of 4 wheels, because, you know, what's a car or truck without wheels? Well, then it's just kind of a box if it doesn't have wheels, right? So let's put these wheels, I dropped one, put these wheels on here. Come on, there we go. They spin pretty good. Get all 4 wheels on there. There we go. One more wheel. We got all 4 wheels on the Humvee here. Because really, it's not a tank, it's a Humvee. An armored Humvee. Now you can see that the cap of this comes off. And you can put that cap, I think it goes back on like this maybe. But it comes off, so you can pull out this water bottle on the inside. And what you do is you fill this with water, and then you put this in through here, and then you put it in there. And you just kind of, this is just a handle for a figure to hold. You just kind of press in on there, and it shoots stuff out the bottle. You know, water or whatever. Well, you know, whatever liquid you put in this, which should be water. You probably don't want to put any other liquids in there. Although, for some reason, the box said you could put aerosol string in this, and it would work. I don't know how that works. I didn't look at the instructions, and like I said, not a big instructions guy. But if I ever want to try out that feature, I will have to check that out. But overall, I think this is a really, really cool Humvee truck tank thing. Again, it's not a tank, it's a Humvee. The old sewer sprayer from one of the much older Ninja Turtle lines was a remote control car, or well, it was a remote control tank. And you could sit a driver in it and a guy on the back. But with this one, the Ninja Turtles, the modern interpretation of the sewer sprayer is just this huge, this absolutely huge truck. Again, it's more along the lines of a, what do you call that? A Humvee. But look, see, yeah. If I tried really hard to bend this guy's legs right, yeah, I can get Seth Rollins in the driver's seat. That is Seth Rollins, right? Yeah, Seth Rollins. Anyway, I can get him in the driver's seat, and we can have a wrestler driving it around. So, like, it's basically practically the same scale as the WWE vehicles, which is nice. Basically, yeah, it's literally the same scale, or maybe slightly smaller, but you can barely tell. It's the same scale for 6-inch action figures. And I know Ninja Turtles are usually more like 4 to 5 inch. But yeah, it's the same basic scale. And it works really well. And I'm really happy with it. And this is like one of my favorite things now that I have in my action figure collection. Especially when it comes to the vehicles. This is a really cool vehicle. And I love it. And thanks for checking this out. And yeah, I'm going to do more videos about action figures and stuff in the future. As well as some model kits and stuff. Because I do like to build some, you know, different types of model kits. So, but I'm mostly do action figures on this channel. Thank you for watching. Maybe see you around another time. And that's all I got to say for now.